What is going on, Pats Nation? You guys already know who it is. Patriots Global here, back with another video, and in this one we have a really important topic to discuss, and that is it time to worry about the New England Patriots defense, especially as we enter the postseason? Before we hop into this video, please make sure you guys leave a big like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, and maybe share it with some of your friends, whether they're a Patriots fan or not, or someone you think that might just like this video. Let's grow the Patriots Global family and keep our discussions popping in the chat below. Like always, if you want to join an exclusive Discord group chat with me, Patriots Football Breakdown, and other Patriots fans, make sure you guys do go ahead and become a Patreon member. You also get other exclusive benefits. That'll be the first link in the description below for those who are interested. And of course, anyone who does become a Patreon member will get a shout out in the next video. But the New England Patriots defense is something that before the season originally started, we thought was going to be the core of this team, was going to be a top 3 to top 5 unit in the entire of the NFL. And although they did start a little bit slow week 1 against Miami, New England did pick it up, and as the season progressed, they did become a top 5 unit in the NFL, getting very close to being the NFL's best. There was actually one point where New England had 2 players that were being in consideration for the discussion of Defensive Player of the Year. Now that was Matthew Judon and J.C. Jackson. Now, New England was stacking good games together with a bump in the road every now and then. For instance, games against the Cowboys or even games against the Texans, the defense did struggle a little bit. But for the most part, they were picking it up and they were becoming one of the best units in the NFL. New England goes on a 7 or 8 game win streak heading into the bye week. And since the bye week, not just the Patriots defense, we can say the Patriots in general have taken nothing but a decline, but especially this defense has taken the hardest hit since the bye week. Now, Bill Belichick's defense is known for being able to adapt to any offense in the NFL, whether it is a pass-heavy offense, whether it is a run-heavy offense. They're known for transforming week to week, but they're also known for taking your most valuable and most important player out of the game. Now, it seemed like times throughout the season, but more specifically since the bye week, New England has had big issues in their week-to-week defensive game planning and also being able to switch that game plan in a game. After the bye week, the New England Patriots led up 226 yards to the Colts, and then also led up 314 yards and 3 touchdowns to the Bills, and those games were back-to-back. Now, New England's defense had put up several shutouts through the entirety of the 2021 season, but since the bye week, have had a really tough time stopping opposing offenses. When it comes to the Colts, the Patriots defense let up a total of 27 points against the Buffalo Bills in Week 16, despite almost coming back, gave up 33 points to the Buffalo Bills offense. New England's offense put up 50 points against the Jags in Week 17, but still let up 10 points to their offense, which was their first offensive touchdown in weeks. And then this past week against Miami, giving up another 33 points. Stopping opponents on 3rd and 4th down since the bye week has also been another huge problem for the Patriots. Back against their loss a couple of weeks ago against Buffalo, in New England, they allowed the Buffalo Bills offense to be 6 of 12 on 3rd down and 3 of 4 on 4th. I mean, your defense is struggling when opposing offenses are willing to go for it on 4th down that often. Now, Bill Belichick also gave a lot of credit to Isaiah McKenzie, who had an randomly outstanding game against the Patriots. I mean, again, 2 players really beat the Patriots in that loss to Buffalo. That was Josh Allen, and that was Isaiah McKenzie. And he had a lot of success, Belichick said, on over routes, which are routes that take longer to develop because they aren't really short to intermediate routes. They're more far downfield. And obviously, if opposing offenses are going to hit on just several plays down the field to 3rd, 4th string wide receivers, it's because there's no pass rush. There's nobody getting up in their face because opposing quarterbacks, in this case Josh Allen, have all the time in the world to let these routes develop, have all the time in the world to let these receivers, running backs, tight ends get open. And since the bye week, it seems that this pass rush has just absolutely disappeared. Especially Matt Judon, who, like I said earlier in this video, was in the discussion for Defensive Player of the Year, came in leading New England in sacks, breaking the single sack record, already putting up 12.5 sacks, but since the bye week, has not recorded a single sack. Again, 12.5 sacks on the season. At least one sack a game for 6 games in a row heading into the bye week. Then you come out, you play the Colts, play the Bills, play the Dolphins. Doesn't record a single sack in any of those games. Not to mention key defenders like J.C. Jackson and veterans like Devin McCourty dropping multiple interceptions. Give me interceptions at key moments, game-changing moments that they should have had. Bye weeks are supposed to be good things. Bye weeks are supposed to be something that gets you healthy, gives you the opportunity to try new things because you have a whole week where you're not playing football. But instead, the Patriots came out of that bye week losing all momentum, all confidence, looking like they just didn't feel like they wanted to play football anymore, looking lazy, and ended up dealing with more injuries after the bye than they had the entirety before the bye week. New England's defense has been pretty drastically different, I should say, compared to what we've seen the last several seasons. They're used to relying on an elite secondary and giving their more basic, mediocre defensive line more time to get to the quarterback. This defense also played a lot of man coverage in the past, as were this season. They're playing mostly zone coverage. They're playing more zone coverage than they've had in the last several years, and that comes down to the personnel they have. And it's really interesting because the last several years when you had, Malcolm Butler, Stephon Gilmore, J.C. Jackson, Jonathan Jones, the elite secondary, arguably the best in the NFL, that's what this defense was primed on. And because of that, they were able to get away, for the most part, with a more mediocre, inconsistent defensive line. But because of the lack of depth, the departure of Stephon Gilmore in the secondary, Belichick knew he needed to vamp up this defensive line, which essentially means the defense really just switch-swapped. Instead of the secondary being elite, and because of that, kind of having a result on helping out the defensive line needed to be elite. They needed to get to the quarterback within a second, 2 seconds max, because of the lack of talent they have in the secondary, and because of how the Patriots' defensive line, the lack of pass rush, has performed since the bye week. New England's defense is struggling drastically compared to what we saw, the first 3 quarters of the season, because they do not have an elite or primed area of this defense. Now comes that bearing question that is the title. Is it time to worry? And unfortunately, guys, I do have to say yes. I wanted to see how things would pan out after the Jags game, where the Patriots again put up 50 points, allowed 10 points to the Jags. Thought that could be a potential turnover, but after today's game, just kind of proving that factor that this is a real issue since the bye. Now, I do think New England will throw some things out there here in the postseason defensively that we have not seen to get this pass rush going a little bit more, to get more to the quarterback for sure, especially in this upcoming game against the Buffalo Bills, because they know schematically how to go up against the Buffalo Bills. But with the issues they've had the last several weeks, with this being a short week with a game on Saturday and Christian Barmore highly likely out in this game, their best pass rushing interior defensive lineman, I just don't see how things just take a dramatic jump when, honestly, the odds are just not in the Patriots' favor. I do think that there is a lot New England can do this offseason to help change it. I'm not worried about the future of the pass rush or the future of the defense, but if we're currently talking about right now, the end of the 2021-2022 season, I definitely believe that this is a worrisome issue and something that could definitely make sure the Patriots do not make a deep playoff run. Before we end this video off, though, huge shout out to the sponsors of the video and the sponsors of the channel, betonline.ag, as they continue to be the #1 source for everything football, even heading into the postseason when it comes to playoffs and Super Bowl. Now is your best time to bet with BetOnline. With a new updated site and interface and even more odds, props, and contests, BetOnline continues to be the #1 source for everything football. All you guys have to do is head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and receive your 100% off welcome bonus. That is double your initial deposit just for signing up. And do not forget to use that promo code NFL100. Again, that is NFL100. All the way from football to basketball to boxing, right to your favorite Vegas casino games. Do not wait to take advantage of all of the amazing offers still available for the 2021 season. BetOnline, your online sportsbook experts. But guys, I want to know your thoughts on the sudden decline here from the Patriots defense. Let me know in the comment section below. Remember to leave a big like on this video and subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news. Also, make sure to check out the Patreon for more benefits and ways to support the channel. Like always, I love you guys and go Patriots.